great songs to do. One of them you definitely know. That'll be the second song that I'm going to do tonight. The other one, maybe or maybe not. And I'm going to tell you a little bit more about this song when I'm catching my breath in between the two songs. But I'll just tell you the title of the song is Praise the Lord. And if anybody here can remember a great group that was really running on all cylinders back in the late 70s and early 80s, the Imperials with Russ Taff. So I'm doing that version, but I'm going to tell you a little bit more about it because it wasn't a trumpet solo back in 1978. It turned into a trumpet solo that I arranged this past week. So literally, normally when I do a solo, I have it memorized. This was literally just written out just the last couple of days. I put the final notes on it. So no one has heard this before. You guys are hearing it for the very first time. It does not exist except for right here. And I'll be playing at other churches when I move to Houston, but you guys get to hear it first, and I get to hear how it's going to actually come out. So we'll go ahead and get started on it. Praise the Lord. Careful on those last high notes. Okay, so what I want to tell you about that song is I love the Imperials. In fact, I'm just going to tell you the Imperials is my favorite Christian contemporary group, mainly because they have a lot of this in it. If you listen to the Imperials, they do have some great brass and some good arrangements. And all this time, I thought that Praise the Lord was written by Russ Taff of the Imperials, and he sang it. That was the hit back in 1978. Until this week, when I really had to get the permission and put the final touches on what I was doing, I found out it wasn't Russ Taff, and the Imperials that composed this song. It was a guy by the name of Brown Bannister. And I thought, who is this guy named Brown Bannister? It turns out he has 15 Grammy Awards. He just got inducted into the Hall of Fame, and he has a lot of Dove Awards. He's written hits for Amy Grant, Bill Gaither, and a whole host of other Christian contemporary artists. And I was like, wow, I finally learned something. This song, all this time, I thought it was by the Imperials, and it was by a guy named Brown Bannister. You should actually Google him. And I really love that song, and I intend to take it to other churches when I get to Houston. And by the way, I don't know if you know this, there's some big churches in Houston. Houston's big, and I found out there are some real big churches, so I'm kind of excited to go there. Now, the next song that I'm going to do tonight is a classic hymn standard, Because He Lives. And you guys have all sung that, I'm sure, in many different variations. And this goes along similar to that. I did arrange this song for trumpet, but unlike the last song, Praise the Lord, where I composed a portion of it at the end, this is an arrangement, and it pretty much follows along Because He Lives, except it does have a jazzy section. It has two jazzy sections. And you should know that this one is definitely done in the style of Doc Severinsen. Anybody remember at 10:30 at night, turning on Johnny Carson probably 20 or 30 years ago and seeing the guy come out with the flashy sequin blazer playing trumpet, Doc Severinsen? So this will be done in his style. And as you can imagine, there's a little bit of flash and some lightning that should be coming out of the bell of this horn. So, Because He Lives. Thank you. I'm glad you liked that one. Because He Lives.